It's Saturday, February 7th, 2026, and this week we had a direct full of great third-party games coming to Switch 1 and Switch 2. We got Limited Run's second release for Switch 2, a cult classic will be playing its hand on Switch, and so much more. To stay up to date with all things Nintendo, be sure to subscribe. Welcome to Next Play. Let's get into it. We have two new Game Boy games heading to NSO with Balloon Kid and Yoshi. While Yoshi is a poor man's Tetris, a decent enough puzzle game, Balloon Kid is somewhat of a forgotten classic that takes the NES balloon fight gameplay and adds in a bunch more to make it a little more enjoyable. Getting these little updates to NSO's classic catalog really makes it seem like this is the best deal in gaming, just because you get to play all these games that are kind of classics. And for a decent price too, that's the amazing thing. I would like to see some more GameCube games make their way to the Classics catalog, but hey, I will take these two decent to good Game Boy games. Poker Night at the Inventory will be heading to Switch on March 5th, and it's a poker game with classic characters from, Sam & Max, Strong Bad, Penny Arcade, and Team Fortress 2. Konami and M2 announced a new collection with the Goemon Collection, which is 13 of the classic games. Now, this is only in Japan at the moment, and most Goemon games that I remember have reading in it a good bit, so it may not be for the Western audience. The collection will release July 2nd, and hopefully we get a physical release in America with either subtitles or translations, who knows, but I would love to play these because Goemon, from what I understand, is really good, and we only got a handful of them over in the States. Last week we saw the first Switch 2 game from Limited Run, and we know the second title coming from the publisher. Lollipop Chanisaw Repop will be heading to Switch 2 with a full physical edition. The standard edition will come with a 48-page art book and a new Switch 2 exclusive mode called Gun Shooting Mode. Pre-orders are now open. I'm not sure if I'll be getting this or not. I did get High on Life, but that's due to me never finishing it back when it was on Game Pass, and I want to play it before the second game comes out. I do think $60 is a bit much for this game, but it's kind of normal for LRG in my opinion. They know people will pay $60 for physical games, so why not charge them? We had our first big direct of 2026 with this partner showcase, and while some big games we were hoping to see like Dustbloods or Elden Ring didn't show up, we did get some great games that will be coming to Switch and Switch 2. The direct opened with a game we saw last year with Orbitals, which looks like It Takes Two in an 80s anime world. Orbitals is a Switch 2 exclusive and will be launching this summer. I love games that have couch co-op, but I would love for it to have a way to play single player with maybe an AI partner. I'd love to say I'm going to play this, but I don't think I will, as I still have to get to Split Fiction and I can't even find a co-op partner for that game. So this one, with its unique art style, may be a little harder to find someone to play. Some of these games just weren't for me, like these two games. If you're into them, go for it. I don't even want to try to read some of these names, so they're there if you like them. Tokyo Scramble looks like a weird budget game that I'm not even sure how or why it's featured in this partner showcase. Players are thrown into an underground dinosaur-filled world, and they have to fight for survival, where they use traps and run for their lives. This seems like one of those bad games littering the eShop, but maybe there's something here since it was in the Direct. Valheim is heading to Switch 2, and this game looks amazing. I played it back on PC in early access and enjoyed my time with it. So it being on Switch 2 makes me think I could start playing it, before bed for an hour or something like that. Valheim is a crafting survival game that seems small at first, but opens up into something so much bigger. Hollow Knight is getting a Switch 2 edition, and it has improved frame rate and enhanced visuals. If you already own it, the update is free, so there you go. eFootball Kickoff comes to Switch 2, and it's a soccer game. So if you wanted to play eFootball on the go, you will be able to do it soon. The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tale is a Zelda-like game that had a beautiful HD 2D art style, and we finally got a release date with June 18th. And this is one of those games that I kind of zone out on because I just really want to play it. I don't want to see any more of it. I'm already sold. It's the beautiful 2D HD and Zelda kind of gameplay. Just stop showing me it and I'll be playing it day and date on June 18th. Konami keeps giving us more and more collections, and we got a collection of classic games with Super Bomberman Collection. The entire Super Bomberman series will be in this collection, with 2 classic Bomberman games as well. The collection is full of art and music with over 200 pieces of original art. The digital version shadow dropped during the Direct, but there will be a physical release that will be out on August 29th this year. We just got Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch 2, and while I haven't gotten to play it yet, I will once I'm done Chronos. We don't have to wait long for the follow-up. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be heading to Switch on June 3rd. This almost makes me think that maybe the third game will drop day and date on Switch. Who knows? I don't know if there's some deal that PlayStation has with Square Enix, but hey, we're getting more Final Fantasy on Switch 2, and we don't have to wait long. We got to see more of Pragmata, and this game looks great. A demo is available now, but I think I'll just wait until April 24th to play the full game. This is another one I don't need to see more of. Quit showing me it. I want to play it. Capcom is on a roll, so it's probably going to be at least good. One of the best looking games on Switch 2 was shown off with Turok Origins. It looks kinda generic, but the visuals and lighting effects look amazing. This will be one that I'll have to keep an eye out on to see if the gameplay ends up looking any better than what was shown off. Turok Origins will head to Switch 2 this fall, and it might be good. I don't know. Who knows? It kind of just looks a little generic. Then there was these games that don't interest me at all, but they were in the Direct, and they're third-party games, so you might... Digimon Stories Time Stranger looks okay. The other ones, I don't really care. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection was shown off here, and I feel like I've seen this in every Direct since it was announced. This is another game that I don't need to see more of, or really want to see more of. People that are going to buy it, already sold. I still need to play the other 2 before I play this one, so it'll be a pass on launch for me, but have we seen this thing like every month? I feel like it kind of feels like that. Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2 The Dark Sword of Chaos are the first 2 games in Hamster's new series, Consoles Archive. Their arcade archives has been great with getting, tons of classic games, sometimes forgotten games, in the hands of gamers, so it'll be exciting to see what heads to this series in the future. We got the classic sizzle reel that happens in all these Directs, and there's nothing to note really re-animals there, which is cool, but all these games, I don't know if I'm going to throw a graphic up or not, but there was games, there they are. My most anticipated game of the year was shown off in a really weird way, actually. Resident Evil Requiem was shown off, and while the game looked great, minus the hair, Capcom can't nail hair at all. There was one thing off about this trailer. Every time Leon was shooting, he was missing like crazy, and every time a melee attack was going to hit, they cut. I'm not sure if this was just because they didn't want to mark the stream as mature, or if the blood on the Switch 2 version is weird or off in some way. Either way, I'm sold on Requiem, and Resident Evil is my favorite series. This will be the ultimate test for Switch 2. Will this become the third-party machine we hope, or will it just become the Nintendo machine like Switch always has been? We got to see more of the controller and amiibo, which will look cool and will grant skins for guns. The final 3 announcements for the partner showcase came from Bethesda, and these are some big ones but have some controversy in the physical media circle. Also, if your games are coming to Switch, I think it's, you're kind of done. Xbox is no more, sadly, so they will be the biggest publisher for sure. First up, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition will be heading to Switch 2 on February 24th, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle heads to Switch May 12th, and The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered at some point this year. These 3 games coming to Switch 2 is great news, and while they all seem to look decent from the footage we've seen, on the physical side of things, however, it gets a little weird. First off, somehow Bethesda got Indiana Jones on a cartridge. It's like a 120 gig game, and somehow they either got it down to 64 gigs, or maybe we just have bigger cards now. It's hard to say. Hopefully it's all on there and we don't need to do any big updates or anything like that. But the fact that they were able to squeeze this on that card is amazing, and hopefully we'll be getting even more pure physical games that are of a bigger size. Fallout 4 and Oblivion will be on store shelves, but will be a code in a box. While I still like this over nothing at all, it's the worst of the 3 options when it comes to physical media on Switch 2. I get a nice case for my shelf, but it's empty. Hopefully we'll get true physicals at some point of these games, maybe from LRG or someone that will publish them in the future. I really should do a video on my thoughts on the whole physical media in Switch 2. I have a weird thought on it. I like things on my shelf. It helps me remember that I got the games. Once it's digital, it kind of leaves my mind. But even if that empty case is on the shelf, I'll remember like, oh, I still have Fallout 4. Let me go play it. Was the Direct everything you hoped for? Personally, I liked it. It felt like it was a good show. And let me know in the comments if you feel weird about a code in a box. Will you be buying those games when they come out digitally, or just the weird physical version? Or, let me know in the comments. And until next time, bye-bye.